guys, welcome back. Today we have the test ride for the new Honda Hornet 750 for 2023. That includes not only my opinion, but also our Lady Wolf. And I'll tell you right now, it is amazing. Let's park right into a nicer and safer spot for a walk around on this motorcycle that, in my opinion, is much more prettier live than on photographs or video. Check out these design lines. The black-gray matte paint is beautiful. Well, front to back we have a Showa inverted suspension SFF-BP 41mm with 130mm of travel. Parallel twin engine with 755 cubic inches with a 270-degree crankshaft, 67.6 kilowatts at 9,500 RPM, and that's about 91 horsepower. The torque is very generous, 74.4 Newton meters at 7,000 RPM. 160 wide rear tire, and that makes this motorcycle more agile. Rear monoshock rolling with 150mm of travel. It's a full LED motorcycle as expected. The rear light unit is very similar to our other Honda models. Rear brake 240mm, single disc, and this exhaust. It's not as high as the first Hornets, but it has a very interesting design for sure. Fuel tank 15.2 liters, 190 kilograms wet weight, and I totally love these design lines from the Honda design department in Rome, Italy. Here you can see the exhaust manifold color, and I like that. In the front we have the Nissin brakes with 296mm twin discs and 4 brake radial piston calipers. Typical Honda finish quality, the seats are nice to the touch, and we have a tank protector pad that I am sure it was installed by BEIRA MOTO, the official dealer for the Castelo BRANCO city. Then we can see the LED rear turn signals that are sufficiently visible, and in the front I'm going to turn on the high beam. We have full LED, of course, so the light output for this motorcycle should be good. And as usual on Honda motorcycles, the turn signals are always on the front, increasing visibility and therefore safety. Right, it's time to go for a ride. But before that, let's check out this amazing TFT display full of information, much like the style of the Africa Twin and NT1100, with smartphone connectivity, and of course we can set everything like the riding modes, sport, standard, rain and user, that can be set to the rider's personal choices. It also includes Honda's HSVC smartphone voice control that allow you to operate your phone's calls, messages or navigation using voice from your helmet Bluetooth device or the buttons on the left stalk. Very easy to control. There are also 4 display modes for your personal taste, that includes a night mode for each one. But let's listen to the exhaust. And what a sound! Honda did a really good job on this exhaust. It sounds just about right, not too loud, not too quiet. What do you think? Please let me know in the comments below. This is then the new offer from the giant Japanese motorcycle manufacturer Honda. The Hornet had a legion of fans since 1998 with their first Hornet 600 that was discontinued years ago, and I'm happy that he has returned. It was my first bigger motorcycle and I will never forget it. Can this one surprise me as well? Well, let's find out. The initial torque is very noticeable, and the gearbox is very smooth, and the clutch lever is very light. Of course, the clutch is assisted and it has a slipper function. It is a very agile motorcycle, and that is noticeable on the first kilometers while riding. Without any doubt that Honda decided on the rear 160 wide tire, their intention was to make this Hornet to be as much as agile as possible, and we can feel that on every corner. And of course, there is no risk of breaking traction, since we have many electronic safety systems like the 2-channel ABS, Honda's HSTC, that is the traction control system, that is customizable, and you have also wheelie control present. Very nice on the corners, but that was to be expected from this type of motorcycle. The foot pegs are a bit pushed to the rear, and the handlebar is relatively wide and risen enough for us to reach without too much bending forward. This motorcycle is a bit on the attack riding position without compromising comfort. In fact, I feel that this seat is comfortable. That is good for long distance traveling, and the Hornet can do that. The electronic engine control includes ride-by-wire electronic throttle that offers us 4 riding modes: Sport, Standard, Rain and User, that can be customized, where we can select 3 engine power levels, engine brake and traction control, allowing us to personalize this motorcycle according to our personal desire. The gearing down on this Honda Hornet is very smooth, and I don't feel the need to flip the throttle. The acceleration is very good, even from lower RPMs, with the twin cylinder with the 270-degree crankshaft and also short travel distance. Extremely smooth and efficient. The first Hornet 600s were without any doubts fun motorcycles, but you had to keep the RPMs near 10,000 to explore the totality of the engine. This one, however, you can have fun at any RPMs. Once more, the elasticity and smoothness of the engine is noticeable. I don't feel any vibrations anywhere, and this engine only has 150 kilometers. Good engineering design. I'm not sure you can see on the TFT display, but the fuel consumption of this Hornet is another surprise. Even with these accelerations I was doing, the consumption is near about 4 liters to 100 kilometers. And I'm sure that on this type of national roads, 3.5 is also possible if you keep it under the speed limit and take it easy, of course. Freeways are not the usual type of roads for naked bikes, but sometimes we need them to reach our destination faster. For that, we are going to test this new Honda Hornet on that environment with front wind coming from the north. Once more, agility and safety while cornering are evident even when the tarmac is not so good. Clearly good quality suspension. These Showa SSF BP with separate functions are optimized to perform above average. It is curious, but we have the sensation we can ride all day long in 6th gear. I use my old Honda Hornet for travels, and this one is even better for that. In fact, the Honda accessory shop have a lot of options like top cases, side cases, windscreens and even hot grips. I think this motorcycle is a very good option also for ladies that want a modern, safe, fun and powerful motorcycle with a lower seat that is at 795 millimeters tall. As you can see, instant fuel consumption is about 3.5 liters to 100 kilometers at 90 kilometers per hour, with the wind gusting from the north. But let's do what it matters. Acceleration in 6th gear. Please note, not going to use full throttle. A lot of wind as expected, but I don't feel any turbulent air. Many motorcycles with short windscreens create a lot of turbulence, and that hits directly to the helmet and makes everything noisy and shaky. On this one, we have a lot of wind of course, but it's a clean wind, if you know what I mean. I would say it's approved in these type of roads, not forgetting it is a naked motorcycle and that the limitations that involves. It is very stable, as you can see, the power is plenty enough. The engine brake is strong, but like I said before, we can customize that. The brakes. The frontal bite is very good, but it's not violent, so I would say it's a good motorcycle for beginners as well. Good strong brakes. We are back international roads that overtaking can be done even in 6th gear, in total safety without any problem. And when we face unexpected corners, we just have to trust the grip of these Dunlop Broadsmart 2 tires that are good and adequate to the dynamic capabilities of this motorcycle. In the city, the Hornet also behaves very well, very agile, easy smooth gearbox and very light clutch along with relative low fuel consumption makes this motorcycle a valid option for the city. It's not possible to me to verify the heat from the engine since this video is being recorded in the winter, but I believe it will be okay due to the design of the fairings. It is available as an extra, the quick shifter allowing for clutchless gear changes up or down. Now it's time for a little tunnel, and we all know what that means. It's the best place to test a motorcycle exhaust. Note that the LED frontal lights seem to be very wide, and that should mean good coverage of the road with a high beam projecting into the very front of the motorcycle. The Hornet sound is amazing. It's hard to believe it is the stock diesel sound, but it is, and it sounds just about right, not too loud, not too quiet. Here in the cobblestones, the Showa suspension also behaves very well, and it is indeed comfortable. Note the total absence of noises or vibrations expected from a Honda motorcycle. We are nearing the end of this test ride. I'm going to go up to the castle of Castelo Branco in the BEIRA MOTO region of Portugal and take some nice photos and give my final remarks about the Honda Hornet 750. We are also going to have a female test ride from Lady Wolf that will give her opinion regarding the Hornet from the lady's point of view, and I bet she's going to push the Hornet harder than me. But that's going to be for another video. Positive aspects of this motorcycle: we have the torquey engine, the drive modes, the low consumption, no vibrations, complete TFT with connectivity, good suspension, good brakes and comfortable seat. As negative points, well, it was very hard to me to find negative points for the Hornet, and that is always a good thing about a new machine. But if I had to nitpick, I would notice the absence of a USB charger near the display or handlebar. But I guess that is normal for these kind of motorcycles and can be bought as an extra. My My final conclusion about this motorcycle has to be positive. The new Honda Hornet 750 for 2023 is an excellent offer, and it costs lower than the average price for this range. Strong engine, brakes very well, TFT screen with phone connectivity and riding modes, comfortable seat and relatively low. Very good suspension and low consumption for a 91 horsepower motorcycle. Watch out competition. Well, it's always a good thing when a new model comes out and makes the other manufacturers improve their products, and that is good for all of us. And already inside the castle of Castelo Branco, I wish to thank BEIRA Moto, official Honda dealer in the city of Castelo Branco, Portugal, for the opportunity. If you are in the region, if you need anything regarding motorcycles, you can count on them for help. And also, thank you all for watching. Take care and see you on the next video.